Hey guys, Dance Letter Magic here, and you may have already heard about it, but oh boy. March of the Machine, the aftermath has mostly leaked. Somebody must have gotten their hands, nay, not just their hands, but their greasy sausage fingers and their disgusting need to be cut fingernails as well on these cards. So let's just jump in with Kiora, Sovereign of the Deep, because there's a lot to go through. She, I guess, is no longer a Planeswalker. I guess all the Planeswalkers are now just legendary creatures again. I don't know, did Planeswalking get disabled or something? I still haven't read the story. But yeah, legendary creature, Merfolk Noble, Vigilance Ward 3, my gosh. And whenever you cast a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent spell from your hand, that's right, they have to specify that now. Because the power creep and the free casting has gotten so out of control that they're like, okay, but if you're really doing it though, if you're actually playing the game like the normal way, okay, then look at the top X cards in your library where X is that spell's mana value. You may cast a spell with mana value less than X from among them without paying its mana cost, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. A little 2-for-1 special on the fat boys. Okay, you know, it's kind of nice. Next up, we got Sarkhan Soul of Flame, which we all know his actual last name is D's Nuts. And apparently he's a 3-cost red-blue? Red-blue legendary creature human shaman. I'm not sure if I'm more surprised about the blue or the shaman. Pretty sure he was a mono-red angry boy. Now he's a calming blue mixed storm enthusiast. I don't know. What is going on? I gotta read this. Dude, for real. Anyway, legendary creature human shaman, dragon spells you cast costs 1 less to cast, and whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Sarkhandi's Nuts become a copy of it until end of turn, except its name is Sarkhandi's Nuts, and it's legendary in addition to its other types. Another little 2-for-1 special. I mean, nothing particularly amazing, but I mean, they cost 1 less and he's a 3-drop and he's a 2-4. That overall is pretty decent. Next up, Samut, Vizier of Noctamoon, for some reason in the Masterpiece frame. Okay. So it's a 3-cost Christmas colored legendary creature, human warrior cleric with first strike, vigilance, and haste. Not bad. And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if that creature entered the battlefield this turn, draw a card. I don't know, it's just 3-cost haste tribal. I didn't know haste was tribal. These are weird cards, man. Next up, we got Narset, Enlightened Exile. Oh, they didn't go with Narset, token autistic person? Because I'm offended by that as an autistic person. Cheap pandering bullshit. I don't feel represented. I feel like they're talking down to me. And oh, look, we checked off your group. Oh, aren't we high and mighty up on our ivory tower, so gracious to include you and your oppressed lesser than us group in our card game? No. Just no. The answer is no. Screw you. Anyway, Miss America here is red, white, and blue +1, 3/4 legendary creature, human monk. And creatures you control have prowess. Whenever Narset Enlightened Exile attacked, Desion's in the middle of the video and doesn't give a crap. Exile target non-land creature. Wait, target non-creature, non-land card, so both. Okay. With mana value less than Narset's power from a graveyard, and then copy it. You may cast, I can't read. Whatever, she clones crap out of the graveyard. Whatever, not even that good of a card. Next up, Danitha, New Benalia's Light. Ooh, I'm glad she lived. So, 3-cost 2/2, legendary creature, human knight, and Vigilance Trample lifelink. Boy, I mean, first the Phyrexians, and then second, WotC accidentally makes her, is it nephew or son? I don't remember, but they actually made him white on a card. He is not. And he already looks like MJ, which is hilarious. Anyway, Vigilance Trample lifelink. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an aura or equipment spell from your graveyard. Ooh. That would be nuts in Standard right now. Green-white's coming back for like the 5th year in a row. Well, green-white enchantments, not the color. The color combination never dies. But yeah, I mean, they give it a little too much support. It's kind of like a hyper-control, but like aggressive creature build-up deck, and that's a really dangerous combo. But yeah, the power level has gone so far off a cliff, like I could maybe borderline tolerate it before the release of MoM. Now, it's just too much. It is so obnoxious. Like the top 10 decks are all just control-a-thon crap. I cannot stand it. Then you got Mono Black Hyper Control Super Friends Phyrexian Obliterator. Yeah, that's a deck. Anyway, you saw the live stream. What an absolute craptacular this game has become. Anyway, the flavor text is Danitha had spent her whole life preparing to lead House Capuchin, but she mourned that opportunity had come so soon. Well, then put Raph in charge. His one-liners are fire. Anyway, next up we got Niv Supreme. Yay! I assume that means he comes with both bell peppers and mushrooms and olives. According to the color combination, that checks out. So, legendary creature, dragon avatar, and flying hexproof from monocolored. Ooh. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard that's exactly 2 colors has Jumpstart. What is Jumpstart? I don't remember. I think it's similar to Flashback. Who cares? Next up, Gnashy Moon's Legacy. So it's a 3-cost black, green, blue, 3/4 legendary creature rat shaman and Menace Ward 1. I guess everybody became a shaman. Sure, why not? Menace Ward 1, whenever Gnashy Moon's Legacy attacks, exile up to 1 target legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. You could do some stuff with that. You may cast the copy. These are so unfriendly to playing with paper. I mean, they know this. Next up, Nissa, Resurgent Animist. Hey, she got unfrexitated. Oh my gosh, they should have called it incompleted. Wait, would it be incomplete or incomplete? Vote down below. Just kidding, nobody cares. So it's a 3-cost green 3/3 legendary creature elf scout with landfall. Hell yeah, this is going to be nuts. It's a mythic. Oh my gosh. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. Then if this is the move your greasy sausage fingers. Second time this ability has resolved this turn, most likely is what it says. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an elf or elemental. Oh my gosh. Speaking of mental, put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That is actually hard to do. You don't commonly have 2 lands in your hand unless you're like doing something weird to feed them in. Usually a durable, good, aggressive, average landfall deck in other formats than standard will cast them directly repeatedly out of the graveyard with like Evolving Wilds, or they will put them straight from the library onto the battlefield. Sometimes library in your hand, but there's better cards than that. So I don't know if this will really have legs, but in certain decks I think it'll be really good. Next up, Jarina, Dauntless General. Never heard of her before. 2-cost white, black, 2/2. Hey, you know what else is white and black? Raph Capuchin. Callback. So whenever Jarina enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Nice, always appreciate that. Graveyard mechanics are crap. Sacrifice Jarina and humans. Oh wow, they actually shortened it. I just didn't feel like reading it the first time. But the second paragraph, they actually just said sacrifice Jarina. Okay. I did not expect that. Humans you control gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. Ooh. Oh, you pair that with the Westvale Space Program and it is getting real, dude. I'm telling you, you could go wide with this. Next up, Pia Nalar. Somehow, even though I'm like 92% sure that she died. Okay. Not even in the last set. We're talking years ago. Like, wasn't that a whole thing? Wasn't that in like Origins or something? Wait, no. Kaladesh? Whatever. So, Console of Revival, well, that makes sense. Red, white, 2/3, legendary creature, human artificer, and Thopters you control of haste, because Thopter Trival is just the bomb. Whenever you play a land from exile, okay, or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature token with flying. That better not be a doable thing, because people really didn't like that bending of the rules when they did it in BFZ. Or arguably the one after that. Next up, Rocco, Street Chef. Okay, that's got to be a Rocky Rococo's reference. Anyway, it's a red, green, white, 2/4 legendary creature, elf druid, who enjoys pizzas. At the beginning of your end step, each player exiles the top card of their library until your next end step. Each player may play the card they exiled this way. That cuts both ways. Whenever a player plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature and create a food token. Terrifically weird and exciting, and I believe that's the colors of a certain country's flag. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, we got Plarg and Nasari. That's right, people still be teaming up apparently, I guess. It's a 5-cost 5/4 legendary creature, Orc Efreet, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the other cards exiled this way without paying the mana cost. So stupid free casting and a deck acceleration, but it's fine because it cuts both ways. This is the worst mechanic I've seen lately. This is amazingly stupid. They're turning this into other card games. They really are. They're done with Magic. Next up, Rebuild the City. So it's a 6 cost, 3 color, black, red, green sorcery. Choose target land, create 3 tokens that are copies of it. Ooh, except they're 3/3 creatures in addition to their other types. And they have vigilance and menace, but they're affected by summoning sickness. And the flavor text is awesome. It's the Phyrexian design had to go, but the materials can be put to good use. That's right. The free giant metal tentacles. You could build some cool stuff out of that. Next up, Cosmic Rebirth. It's... Oh, what could this be? I wish this had flavor text was a story spotlight or something, because I do wonder what's going on here. Let's see if we can figure out from the effect. So this is a 3 cost green-white instant. Choose target permanent card in your graveyard if it has mana value 3 or less. Okay, I would have said a mana value 3 or less, but okay. You may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put it onto the battlefield, put it in your hand. I think on the other cards they just put otherwise, but okay. You gain 3 life. Maybe otherwise implies a choice. This is weird. I still don't know what... And that art, like, who the hell knows? I don't know. Moving up. Death Rattle Oni. It's a 7 cost black card. Are they even taking this set seriously? 5/4 creature demon spirit with flash. Oh, but it costs 2 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Okay, and when Death Rattle Oni enters the battlefield, destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage this turn. Very annoying effect. Very ninjutsu. Very unwelcome. Next up, oh, guess who survived? Arnie Metalbrow. Okay. It's a 3 cost legendary creature, Human Berserker, 3/3. I hope he apologized for letting the Phyrexians steal their tree sap or seeds or whatever the hell is going on. But yeah, whenever a creature you control attacks, or a creature enters the battlefield under your control attacking, you may pay 2. If you do, you may put a creature card with mana value less than that creature's mana value from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. That is like narrowly specific. Not very useful. You never know. In the right deck, it's amazing, but still. Next up, Undercity Upheaval. That's right. It's 3 cost, double green sorcery. And it has Undergrowth. Ooh, distribute X 1/1 counters among any number of target creatures you control, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard as you cast the spell. Holy crap, that's powerful. Creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. Yeah, that in the right deck, this would be nutty. I think I would say that about a lot of these, but they're obviously designed for Eternal. I mean, obviously. So next up, Urborg Scavengers. What is going on there? It's like one of those overly visual, like early 2000s, and yes, there was more than just Spirited Away, Japanese anime movies. But weirder. So it's a 3 cost black creature spirit, because of course it is. And whenever Urborg Scavengers enter the battlefield or attacks, that's right, it's not technically plural. Exile target card from a graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Urborg Scavengers, and then it has flying as long as the card exiled with it is flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, I thought I'd do it. Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance, but not Horsemanship. Next up, Reckless Handling. Oh, great, she survived. Well, maybe not. Hopefully she died right here. 2 cost red sorcery. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. If an artifact card was discarded this way, Reckless Handling deals 2 damage to each opponent. That is weird. I mean, I know red blows up artifacts, but your own artifacts? I don't really get that. Next up, Vesuvian Drifter. It is a 3 cost blue creature shapeshifter with flying, and you may look at the top card of your library anytime. Oh, it's going to be one of these types of cards. Okay. At the beginning of each combat, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, Vesuvian Drifter becomes a copy of that card until end of turn, except it has flying. Ooh. Bit of a fun little gamble there, I guess. You know, very few of these cards are particularly powerful. They're all very narrow and very weak. I am very surprised. And it looked like it's just like draft synergy. What draft synergy? We got weird mono crap. We got one-off mechanics because it's, every plane mixed together again. So it's like, here, I have like 1 creature with flash. So draft is out. And then 3 color. Well, those are useless. Now, we've seen mostly rares. And so, judging a draft on those is kind of silly. But so far, just the overall design seems really weird. And you got to build up stuff. And all the cards are really, really narrow and specific. Oh, this looks so bad. Just all around power level, value, all the just nauseating amount of stupid frames. Some people say treatments. I believe I went with trims. Just the card trim. It's whatever, variation, alternate, I guess some other people say in other games. But I like the word trim. It makes sense. But, okay, so Training Grounds, 1 cost blue enchantment, and activated abilities. Creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. Ooh. This effect can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. Yes, otherwise that would break the game. This would go straight into my tap dance stack. In fact, it probably still will, and it will probably still break the game. This is actually kind of absurd. Next up, Leyline Immersion in that awful fake old frame. It's a 4-cost enchantment aura in green and enchant legendary creature. Enchanted creature has ward 2 and has tap add 5 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast spells. Holy crap, that is pretty good. I mean, you're kind of going all in, but I mean, ward 2. That's where ward actually fits when you're investing this much. It's this narrow, it's this specific. You want it to go off, you want it to stick around for a while, but it's not like protection from everything. They didn't go too far with it. It's actually a really well-balanced card. Next up, Tranquil Frillback. It's a 3-cost green creature dinosaur. Darn, I was hoping a Phyrexian Meteor would make them go extinct. But when Tranquil Frillback enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 green up to 3 times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, choose up to that many. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, exile target player's graveyard, or you gain 4 life. Nice. Little scalable card there. Nothing too special, but it's nice. Next up, Markov Baron. That's right, they're not going to name him. He's just some guy. It's a 3-cost black 2/2 creature vampire noble with Convoke and Lifelink, and other vampires you control get +1/+1, and then Madness 3, which is when you discard him, or if he were to be discarded, you can continue discarding him, but then pay 3 and you actually cast him. And then it counts as a discard, but I don't think it counts as a successful discard. I don't know. You guys know what Madness does. Next up, Ayara's Oathsworn. Oh, she's usually OP. Alright, so it's 2-cost black 2/2 creature humanite with menace. Yep. When she deals combat damage to a player, if it has come on. We're doing pronouns now. Come on. Has fewer than 4 1/1 counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then if it has exactly 4 1/1 counters on it, search your library for a card, put it in your hand, then shuffle. That's a very delayed tutor, but a very powerful ability. And with Menace, you're hitting a lot, and then you could just ambush them or resurrect her, Death Touch, resurrect, wow. Next up, looks like Deification. That makes sense. It's a 2-cost white enchantment. Oh, and they put all of the words on this card. As Deification enters the battlefield, choose a Planeswalker type. Planeswalkers you control the chosen type have hexproof. Except Planeswalkers don't exist anymore, so that's interesting. As long as you control a creature, if damage dealt to a Planeswalker you control of the chosen type would result in all loyalty counters on it being removed, instead all but one of those loyalty counters are removed. Ooh, that's kind of actually insane. Like, how the hell would you get rid of a Planeswalker now? This is just annoying. Well, at least you gotta choose one by name, but you could do the Oops All Johnnies, you could do Oops All Gideons, I mean, come on. So next up, Feast of the Victorious Dead. Well, if you died, you didn't really win. Just saying. Hate to break it to you. But 1 black, 1 white enchantment, and at the beginning of your end step, if 1 or more creatures died this turn, you gain that much life and distribute that many 1/1 counters among creatures you control. Ooh, that's actually like a nice little insurance policy. Now, people would hit the gas and do this in like a self-sack deck, but where you care about death triggers, but just even on the face, this is a good card. Next up, Tolarian Contempt, because everybody from Tolarian's always mad. I could make another joke there. So it's a 5-cost double blue enchantment, and when Tolarian Contempt enters the battlefield, put a rejection counter on each creature your opponents control. At the beginning of your end step for each opponent, choose up to 1 target creature they control with a rejection counter on it. That creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Nice. I love that, and I don't even know why. Next up, Campus Renovation. It's a 5-cost red-white sorcery. Return up to 1 target creature, artifact, I can't read, or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You play those cards. Weird combination, overcosted, and you can do each of those things for cheaper. It's just, this whole set is so odd. Next up, we got Blot Out. It's a 3-cost black spell, instant, and target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. This is either a reprint or it's a very, very, very similar card to something we've seen in the past, but a little bit more powerful if I'm not mistaken. Next up, Metropolis Reformer, which I hope means they took over because the demons were a bunch of dicks and their plans made no sense. But anyway, it's a 3-cost white 2 something greasy sausage finger, creature angel cleric, and flying vigilance. You have hexproof. That's right, you the player cannot be targeted. Whenever Metropolis Reformer is dealt damage, you gain that much life. Oh, so it's the giant flying white Phyrexian Obliterator, but for cheaper and more annoying. Okay, thanks. I mean, it doesn't say she can't die, so okay, it's not that bad, but like, this is just flying Wall of Essence, and Wall of Essence is one of my favorite cards of all time. So this right here, automatic off the bat, is going to my commander deck. Next up, Coppercoat Vanguard. It's 2 cost white 2/2 human creature soldier. The creature human soldier, whatever. And each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has ward 1. Oh, that's powerful. Humans won, Phyrexians probably more than one, but they did lose. Next up, Harnessed Snubhorn. It's a 4 cost white creature dinosaur. What is this trim? Oh my gosh. I bet that's going to make an appearance in the upcoming Return to Ixalan thing. But anyway, Vigilance. Whenever Harnessed Snubhorn deals combat damage to a player, return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep, very white ability, not too special there. Next up, Filter Out. It's a wow, these are something. I kind of like it though. 3 cost double blue instant, so could be a counterspell. We'll see. Oh no, return all non-creature, non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Ooh, that's kind of spicy. That could be annoying in multiple decks. Next up, Animus Might. It's a 3 cost green sorcery. It costs 2 less to cast if it targets the legendary creature you control, and target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature planeswalker you don't control. Oh boy. Force Fight that hits a planeswalker, sorcery speed. Actually pretty good. Too bad there's no such thing as planeswalkers. Next up, Open the Way. It's X plus 2 green, sorcery, rare. Oh, this is going to be good. X can't be greater than the number of players in the game, though. I wonder if this is for Commander. What do you think, guys? Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X land cards. Put those land cards onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. That is, like, kind of weird, but also kind of good in landfall, and then even better in multiplayer. If you got 4-person multiplayer, like, this is about to get real. So, yeah, this is kind of wild. And that is it. As far as I know, this was all of the leaks. So where did these come from? A YouTuber called Old School MTG. He just said, oh, my friend called me and said, I got a bunch of collector's boosters for this price. You want them? And he's like, oh, let me see them. And he's like, holy crap, this ain't even out yet. Not even spoiled yet. What? So that's a fun way to get arrested. I mean, WotC has screwed up so much, but like, I don't know. Corporations can't pass laws. They could say, that's our artwork and we're taking down the video, but they have never, as far as I know, done that in like 30 plus years. And if this was the precedent, people would still get mad. They would understand it, but a certain amount of people would still get mad. Because then you get selective enforcement and half the YouTubers covering Magic would just say, well, then it could happen to me for any reason at any time too. Bye. And there goes half your free marketing that you didn't pay crap for. So they're not going to do that, but these are, in theory, stolen. I mean, if a distributor let them go early, then they're not really stolen. They're sold, but I don't know. You're at least whoever got these from a distributor was the distributor, in theory, broke a contract, which is a civil penalty, and they can't penalize this guy, but they might still go after him just to hassle him. I don't know. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. This has over 100,000 views. So it would just be WotC being petty, whiny little dicks about it. And, I mean, they do act like that occasionally, but now they're, like, really afraid of backlash. They found out they can't just get away with doing or saying anything they want because, you know, people are fed up with companies like that. Let's just put it that way. With companies like that doing similar things to what they've been doing lately. Get woke, go broke. How's that stock price doing again? How's that doing? Let's check on it. Ooh, 41% on the year. Ouch. Maybe you should stop hiring irresponsible, greedy people like Chris Cox. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. And, well, more crap leaked, making WotC look even more incompetent, and I am absolutely chuffed to bits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.